Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Business of Boutique Fitness. I am your host today, Rachel. I'm one of our coach and consultants with Studio Grow, and I'm really excited. This is a topic I'm extremely passionate about. I've built it into my own small business, extending your services into retreats, space rental, and teacher training. We are going to go through the what, why, and how of each of these, looking at how to diversify your revenue stream, create your own culturally driven staff, and then even how can we expand in kind of this hospitality space where we end up being a host for people who want to either hire you to run services like teach a yoga class or even run a retreat, and or they want to use your space to host their own events. So let's dig right into it. We're going to start with retreats. And my concept, my definition of it is really if you are in fitness, you're in the space of wellness. So retreats are an opportunity for a great boost in revenue. In fact, when I first soft launched my business, I used, well, this was pretty aggressive to start, but I hosted almost 10 retreats in my first year of business. I know it sounds crazy, but every retreat rolled into and helped me fund the rest of my business that I was trying to grow. So once I got the operations down, once I created partnerships and figured out how I wanted to market and show up in this space, it was such a great way for me to fast track expansion in my first year. So think about this. If you own a yoga studio, and you could offer a yoga retreat. Now, this doesn't mean like yoga 24/7. Break out and take some of the concepts of yoga. So could we do meditation, breath work, strength training, and any other concepts that you might want to introduce your current member base and your and prospects too. So it's a great way to not just deepen your relationship with your existing clients, increase retention, expand their knowledge, and maybe even spark interest in something new that they might want to try that you offer that they haven't yet. But it's also a great way to reach new clients, invite them into your community, show them what you do in an intimate setting, whether it is a couple days, a 1 day retreat. There's lots of different varieties of length of time you can offer them. But I wanted to start through, like, again, the why is diversifying income, quick cash, deepening relationships and connections with current clients and prospects, and then really showing them who you are as a brand and what you do best in an intimate way. So really think about how could you do something, whether it's local. Actually, my favorite retreats are local because I have the partnerships and the costs dialed in. If you want to travel and take people somewhere, think about what will that require of you, your resources, your time, your energy, your expenses, and figure out like the best. I always say, build out your agenda, decide what you want to offer, and then book into your space and figure out what you need to charge and how you want to market from there. So really thinking about, and we have playbooks for all of this too. I've kind of been, my gosh, I've been working on some of this work for at least the last 10 years. Retreats are this hospitality space that I think are underlooked by people in the boutique fitness space. So think about your retreats, the experience that you want to offer, the budget that you have, who is your audience, and that will help you dictate your location. All right, so kind of on the heels of retreats, I have so many clients, and it started kind of as a gut feeling on where we're headed as an industry, and then all of a sudden it started popping up, and I love it because it will help you use up and find something to put in your studio when there aren't classes offered or it's a downtime, or even like if you don't have classes offered on a Sunday, you can still potentially rent out your space to another group looking to host their own event and or pull you in as an expert. So maybe they want to do a girls' weekend or a 1 day workshop. You could certainly step in as the authority, or you could simply facilitate renting the space. Now, again, because it's moving more into that hospitality space, make sure that you have some of your legality and other pieces in place to protect your space, right? In case there's any property damage or anything. I almost think of it like kind of like an Airbnb. Like, what would we require in order to book a space for somebody to rent? What are the rules? What's the timeline? What's the cost? And think about how you can use your space or utilize your space when there's nothing else happening. Or even, if you have a slow Friday, like clear out some classes, and if you can boost more income from renting it out to a private group instead of maybe having like your 5 a.m. class, it's a way for you to make those financial decisions based on your KPIs and what people are willing to pay for your rental. There's different ways to list it too. A lot of times it's just clients. It's already people that know you that want to utilize it, which is great. But you can certainly reach out and put it out and really host it as a space rental. Photographers, influencers, all sorts of different types of people might want to rent your beautiful space. And then our last piece, which I think is a big pain point for a lot of clients, is teacher training. So I know it sounds like a big undertaking, and it can be, but when you are getting this program stood up, again, similar to retreats, you really want to think about, what is my curriculum? How many hours are required for these people to get certified? How many hours do they need to shadow or intern and have hands-on practical hours? So that will help you kind of dictate, is it a 200-hour, 400-hour certification? Making sure you have the staff in place. And again, space is an issue. A lot of these, sometimes I have clients shut down for a week and just offer the teacher training to kind of get it out the door, or have other people that spread it across a year and they meet twice a month inside of the studio and then work towards that overall certification. Again, time and energy and cost are always a concern. However, if you are in an area or in a niche of boutique fitness where you are really struggling to find staff, this is the ideal way to turn current clients who are the best staff members, right? Because they've had a great experience, they know the culture, they know the people, right? So that's a great pool of people to recruit and hire from. So whether you are bringing in current clients that love it so much that they now want to get certified, or you also open and market it to people in your area that are interested in becoming a Pilates instructor or a spin instructor, making a robust training program that people are excited that they can get lots of experience and a lot of high-level knowledge. Some of our modalities are technical. And I think a lot of something that might be a value add for you is that if you have this lengthy, in-depth programs where we're going through programming, anatomy, posture, positioning, cueing, compared to, other brands, franchises in particular, that will end up doing like, oh, come work for us and we'll certify you in a day or a weekend. I think that gives you a leg up both on education, experience, and really how to show up and work with every type of body. So it's another value add both for you, for the people that you train, and again, you are being lifted up similar to retreats. You are being lifted up as the expert in your area. Even though this is a lot of time, it can still be a nice cash influx up front, whether you break it out into payments, a paid in full as you move towards the actual date. But again, it can impact and give you kind of that boost to even build your next program. Or I always think essentially I'm training in new staff members, right? I'm going to kind of recruit from this pool that have paid me to start the onboarding process. So it's a great, like I said, all of these require resources, but they can all be a way to diversify your income, have a quick cash grab, deepen cultural ties in your community, and really, again, lift you up as the expert in your area. So thanks for tuning in, and be sure to like and subscribe wherever you are listening or watching us, and we will see you soon.